Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for subscribing. That helps me out a lot. And I want to give you my 5 best bass fishing lakes in Alabama. I think a lot of people think Alabama and bass fishing go hand in hand. It's a good place if you do want to make a destination vacation. Alabama, bass fishing, it is awesome. So my favorite bass fishing lake, Guntersville. It's my home lake. It's the reason I moved to Alabama, but I'm not going to go too far into that. That's a lake that just really handles the pressure. You can catch them a bunch of different ways. It's got big fish in it, and it's just a really fun lake. But you've probably already been there, so let's dive into a couple of these sleeper places. The first one would be Lay Lake. You watched the Bassmaster Elite Series last year. I think the biggest fish from the entire season came from Lay Lake. It has giant largemouth in it. I've seen 25 pounds win tournaments that I've been in. And it's just a really fun place because it's like most Coosa River lakes where it's got big spotted bass, bank grass, wood, all kinds of fun fishing situations there. And just if you want to learn some new techniques or just become more versatile, the Coosa River from top to bottom can teach you a bunch of different things. Too many places and different things to list on the Coosa River. Too many different ways to fish there. So it's just a really, really cool place. That I've got to fish quite a bit, and I just love going down there. But Coosa River, from the top to the bottom, Jordan, Neely Henry, Lay, Logan Martin, they're all just packed full of spotted bass, and then they also have largemouth in it. They fish good deep, they fish good shallow, in between. So really, you can do everything you want to do and have a bunch of fun catching a bunch of fish. So the Coosa River is just one of those places where it's a gem. It gets a lot of attention, but it just continues to, kick out big bags of fish and kick out good numbers. So Coosa River, top to bottom, you got to try that out. Now, another place that I like, this is Eufaula. This is on the Chattahoochee River. It is right above Lake Seminole that borders Georgia and Florida. This one borders Georgia and Alabama. And it is another one of those places where it's versatile. Now, it doesn't have the current that the Coosa River has, but it has every type of fishing you could ever imagine. If you want to go out and ledge fish or fish brush piles or go to the bank and punch, throw any type of moving bait, fish a frog, all these different things you can do. It's got grass, cover, mats, wood, trees, basically anything you could ever imagine. River fishing, lake fishing, bridges, all kinds of different ways to catch a bass, and it's got giant bass in it. And then it's also been a just consistently good numbers lake for the last however many years. So Eufaula, a really fun one. That's in the lower part of Alabama. Now, the Tennessee River has kind of been on or off the last few years. Pickwick is not one that I would recommend right now because it's just been really tough, it seems. It's a good ledge fishing lake, but the ledge fishing deal has really changed. It can be one of those lakes where it's just hit or miss. You go there in the post spawn, you might not catch anything. You go there, maybe a week or two later where they really start showing up offshore. You can have a great time, but just not a consistent lake for me. I've had really up or down type fishing. The fall there can be really tough. The pre-spawn there can be really tough. Until those fish really start showing up on offshore structure, it is just a tough lake. Now, shallow can be really good, but it's another one of those things. If you miss it, you don't hit it at the right time, it's a really tough fishing lake. And a lot of the Tennessee River lakes in Alabama, Wheeler, Wilson, they can be the same way. They're hot and cold. They're pretty one-dimensional. Pickwick being that really good offshore structure lake. Wheeler being that really good current lake until they bring the water up, and then it's a good flipping bushes lake. And if, they don't have the water in the bushes, that's not going to play. And if the current's not right, that bite's going to be really tough. So those are lakes that are very situational. Now, they have dams where you can go fish the tail races, and that can be really fun. But again, that's another hot and cold thing. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend those lakes to be good all the time. Now, those are my favorite lakes. You cannot come to Alabama without going to the Coosa River or hitting Eufaula. And another lake that I just thought of that is a really good one for numbers is Lake Martin. Now, that doesn't have nearly the amount of big fish, but that can be a 50 fish type of day with spotted bass and largemouth. And it has some decent sized largemouth in it. Every time I've been there, I think I've caught at least a 3.5 pounder there. So it can be fun, but it is just a great lake if you want to become a better crankbait fisherman, you want to become a better spinnerbait fisherman, you can go out there and catch a bunch of largemouth and spotted bass. And it's just really good from the lower end, clear water, big spotted bass. You can catch them on all kinds of different deep techniques, or you can fish up near the river where it's dirtier water, but you're going to be catching spots and largemouth, and you can catch a bunch of them. So try those 4 lakes, guys. If you ever do come to Alabama, or you want to make a vacation here to just become a better fisherman, or just learn something new, or see some new water, those lakes are really fun. They're my favorites. Good luck to you, and I'll see you on the water.